Things about the BMLT is, like, the BMLT by itself, just the database, it's just a list of meetings. But everything that can plug into it and how easy it is to maintain once it's set up is amazing. And like BMLT is so simple to maintain, and I can offload some of the maintenance to areas to maintain their own meeting information. I can set up automatic the bread meeting list. One of the things I found with giving the bread meeting list to professionals is when you give 500 meeting lists to someone, our meetings tend to change pretty frequently. Month to month, meetings change. But with the BMLT, with a bread meeting, that link creates a meeting list as soon as you click it. So whoever's clicking it is getting the most current information at that moment. I can what it looks like to update the BMLT and how that immediately impacts two different meeting lists that are independent of each other in our region. So let me get started on that. Share. All right. So right there you can see that is what it looks like to log into a BMLT root server where the meeting list information is stored. I'm going to log in with my regional credentials, but all the areas in our region have their own login. So I go down to meeting editor. I'll search for meetings for the entire region real quick. This is what it looks like to see the meeting information in the region. I can click on any one of them, break it down into weekday, starting time, duration, what service body it's a member of, location, the longitude and latitude. The server automatically pulls from Google Maps. I don't have to do that. I just give it the address. It takes care of the rest. Formats, other, whatever information you want in there, you can do. I can also tell it to search for a specific area. And again, remember that each area has their own login. So like here's one area, rural area, Finger Lakes. I'm also the PR chair for this area. So I'm actually the one that maintains this specific set of meetings. And I'll be sitting an area and a group will hand me an update. I'll update it on here and our meeting list is now current. I don't have to do anything else other than update the information in here. So I will show you an example of, here's our regional meeting list that is created with our bread template. This has all the information that you just saw in the meetings server a moment ago. When I hit reload, it accesses that BMLT server, puts the meeting information in the format I already chose and set up a template for, and creates a meeting list that can be sent off. I can print it, or I can send it off to a printer as a PDF file, but it just gave me a printable PDF right then based on the information in that server. And a separate meeting list entirely, which is Finger Lakes area. Same thing. It just created that meeting list sitting here.
Unbelievable.
Same database, same information. Now, the other cool thing with this one, this is the Greater Finger Lakes meeting list. We got 3 of our rural areas to share a meeting list together because we had meetings that were kind of next to each other that couldn't see each other on the same meeting list. So, set it up right here. Here's what it looks like in bread on WordPress. Finger Lakes area, Western Finger Lakes area, and Route 13 are all selected as the meetings to show up on this meeting list. So I'm going to edit. Let's pick Tuesday, Courage to Change. Let's change that from 10:15 to 10 a.m. Save changes to the meeting. Done. Reload. And that was Tuesday, so I gotta wait for that one to reload. Where's Tuesday? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday, Finger Lakes, where are you? There's Finger Lakes. Ah, Courage to Change, 10 a.m. Was 10:15, now it's 10 a.m. Already on this meeting list. Go over to this one. I haven't reloaded this yet. You can just, so you can see, Tuesday, 10:15 a.m., Courage to Change. As soon as I hit reload, loading, please wait. Oh, look, Courage to Change, 10 a.m. That's created right then off one change to one location that affected 2 separate websites because those websites pointed to this one database. I'll change it back just so it's the right information. Save changes and fixed. That's done. Now, the other cool thing, what Greg was talking about, satellite. How about having your meeting information on your website of whatever areas you want, listed like this, for example. There's that Courage to Change, 10:15. If I'd left it at 10 a.m. and I hit refresh on this, it would have actually caught the change. because this pulls from the same database, plugs into the same information. So if I change that information in one spot, every plugin that touches that database gets that information updated immediately. And this is one way that you can look at meetings. And I don't update, like this right here is a simple plugin on the website. I do nothing to update this on the website. All I do is update the meeting information in the database, and this gets updated for me. And another way, because there's all different ways of displaying the information, you can set up as a map to search for meetings. Courage to change. It shows how many meetings are in that screen on each day of the week. I'll go over to Syracuse. I have different meetings. Oh, cool. There's a meeting right there. So that's what a BMLT satellite looks like that you put on your website so people can find meetings. And again, this pulls information from that exact same spot. And if I scroll down, there's more information right there. It pulls from that same server. So every time I update this, all the plugins I have pointed to this get that information immediately, no delay. Now, what was talked about with the phone line is called YAP. What I'm actually going to have you do is, first, can you see the number on the screen?
Yep.
Yeah.
Can you do what it says for me, please? Send a text message to that phone number of, pick a city in New York State like Albany, New York, Rochester, New York, or Buffalo, New York. And you actually have to specify New York on there, comma NY, because you're doing California and it picks up where you're coming from.
Wait and see what happens.
So send it. I just sent it right now.
You did?
Yeah.
Damn, she's fast.
What happened? Damn.
First things first. Oh my God, it's blowing up my phone with meetings. It's literally blowing up my phone with all the meetings. I'm not kidding. It's sending me texts of all the first. I'm guessing it's the 5 upcoming meeting.
Yep, the next 5 meetings happening closest soonest to whatever city you put in. That reads from that same data.
This is wicked.
We don't
This
have
is
it.
sickening.
Now, when I update that one, because I just was at a PI meeting in an area in our region, they would read their meeting list into their phone, or into an answering machine for people to find meetings by their phone line. They loved when I showed them this, that they don't have to do that anymore. Because you update the meeting information in one spot, the phone line has it now. Next, try this.
Wow. T?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, okay. I'll call it right now.
Engage.
Okay. It's on speaker.
Welcome to the Northern New York region of Narcotics Anonymous. Please press or say 1 to be connected to a local volunteer helpline, or press or say 2 to find.
Press or say 1 to search for someone to talk to them. Please say the name of the city or county.
Geneva, New York.
Please wait while we connect your call.
You can't see it, but my phone was actually going off because I'm one of the volunteers.
Amazing. I'm gonna hang up. I'm gonna hang up.
Can you hear me on your
Oh,
phone?
No, I hung up. I'm so sorry.
I picked it up
Because
on
it's after it responds with what it is doing. Go ahead and
That's
hang
fine,
up.
but I just answered your call, by the way.
I feel like I feel like
Typical addict response. Hang
yeah.
up.
Now,
Yeah.
do that again, except the first option, pick 2, because it'll say press or say 1 to search for someone to talk to, press or say 2 to search for meeting.
Okay.
You are here.
Welcome to the Northern New York region of Narcotics Anonymous.
Press or say 1 to search for meeting. Please say the name of the city or county.
Rochester, New York.
Searching meeting information for Rochester, New York, USA. Meeting information found, listing the top 5 results.
Sending text to me as
Number
well
1,
at the same time.
Principals Book Personalities. Starts at Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. 79 North Clinton Avenue, Rochester, New York.
Dennis, are we good to hang up?
Number 2.
Yep, go ahead. But that was a demonstration of how YAP works. Actually, because that's our working phone line. I really don't do anything to maintain it. It's automatic. Oh, the nice thing about having Gap is that's our business card. I have on there call to talk to someone, or call to find a meeting, or send a text message of a city to find a nearby meeting. More and more people are using that text option to find meetings that have never been to meetings before.
Yeah, it's a little barrier.
Technology.
A little barrier.
How did you find
How
this?
Now, the same credentials I use for
Okay.
will get me into our Yap server.
Mhm.
This is what it looks like. The meeting search is automatic. I don't do anything to maintain the meeting search. That does its own thing. I just turn it on. On the volunteers, or on, let's see, service bodies, this is how we are set up. Finger Lakes service call handling is set up with volunteers. Yap has its own volunteer where you set up slots and everything. Or, like Recovery is Possible, they have their own phone line, helpline field number. So it just, if you called to talk to someone in Rochester, it will just forward you to the Rochester area helpline. Because when you search for someone to talk to, it'll search for the nearest meeting to the city you say, figure out what area that meeting is in, and then follow whatever instructions are in here on whether to route you to volunteers or to their local helpline. So when you hit Geneva, that hit the Finger Lakes area, which actually runs on this volunteer group. Finger Lakes area service, load, select a group, shared. Now, usually you set this up under volunteers. I have this one set up under groups because we are sharing a volunteer service between 3 areas. But when you hit Geneva, it hit this volunteer service group because it picked up this was the area you're trying to connect to. Even though you don't have to know that Geneva, New York is in the Finger Lakes area, you just have to know that I want to talk to someone in Geneva. This takes care of connecting to where it needs to be. And like, there's me. I'm set up 24/7. You can set men, women with women if you want. You can set up shadowing for trainee, trainer. Let's see, let me find someone that actually has a set schedule. I think Todd does. There, yeah, he's set 5 to 10 p.m. Monday through Saturday. If you want to see how the schedules are set up a service body. That's our coverage. It shows the coverage. You can see at 3 p.m. we're pretty heavily covered. 3 to 10 we're still decently covered, and then 24/7 we got a few covered. But you can see how everyone's covered in that. And this is using the volunteer service in this. And the cost of this is pretty cheap. So the Yap phone line costs $1 a month just for the phone line itself, base cost. And then everything is a per text cost and a per minute cost. But Northern New York region has just got hit. I think we just hit $40 for the year so far.
Wow.
We have a new phone line, so we haven't been using the volunteer side of it, the forwarding side, that much. It's starting to pick up more momentum, so we're hitting like $5, $10 a month more recently. But it takes about 1,200 minutes of volunteer usage to hit $20 to $25 a month. Anything less than that, you're only going to be spending $5, $10 a month.
Nice.
It just changes everything.